Next is World Cup Daily from Stoppage Time News. Everything you missed overnight in one sitting. Coming up, Zinedine Zidane is unveiled as France's new head coach on a wave of emotion in Paris. Roberto Mancini returns for a second spell in charge of Italy, with Claudio Ranieri alongside him, and Xabi Alonso's Chelsea era gets off to a dramatic start in Sydney. It's Tuesday, the 28th of July. Let's get into it. There's no World Cup wrap this morning. The tournament's been over for weeks now, but Tuesday still delivered plenty. In Italian football, Roberto Mancini is back for a second spell as Italy head coach, the Italian Federation confirming the move on Tuesday, according to The Guardian and Football Italia. It comes a day after Andrea Pirlo ruled himself out of the running, and with Paolo Maldini resigning as technical director, Claudio Ranieri steps into that technical director role alongside Mancini, both outlets report. Mancini replaces Gennaro Gattuso, who left the post in April after Italy missed out on a third straight World Cup and returns to the job he held from 2018 to 2023, the spell that included that European Championship win in 2021 and a run to a penalty shootout. And in Sydney, Xabi Alonso got his Chelsea reign properly underway in a pre-season friendly against Western Sydney Wanderers. The Daily Mail, Football. London and the Standard all covered a match. Chelsea looked to be losing before Joao Pedro came off the bench late and scored a hat-trick to turn the whole thing around. Alonso will have taken plenty from that 11 on a day when 4 different strikers all left their mark on his first game in charge, according to the BBC. Not a ball kicked at World Cup level overnight, but a busy morning in the game all the same. Now to the story of the day, and there's real emotion in this one. Zinedine Zidane has been confirmed as France's new head coach, the BBC and The Guardian both report, on a 4-year deal that ends months of speculation. He replaces Didier Deschamps, who stepped down after a long and successful spell in charge of Les Bleus. The Guardian describes scenes outside the French Federation's Paris headquarters, with roads closed off and a crowd gathering for Zidane's official unveiling. L'Equipe's front page, The Guardian reports, simply read, "Il revient, he's back," echoing the same paper's headline from Zidane's own famous playing comeback 2 decades ago. It's a homecoming 20 years in the making for a man who inspired France to World Cup glory as a player and who now takes charge of the national team for the first time. The scale of the job is obvious. France remain one of the game's superpowers, and Zidane inherits a talented squad fresh off this summer's World Cup. His first squad selection and his first games in charge will be watched closely everywhere. Kate, what's moving on the wire?
Thanks, Arthur. Busy morning on the wire. And remember, these are reports, not confirmed deals. Sky Sports says Aston Villa are preparing to let Lucas Digne join Paris Saint-Germain once his holiday ends, with the move expected to be finalized soon. Sunderland, meanwhile, look to be closing in on a defender of their own. The Guardian reports the Black Cats are set to sign Toulouse's Diane Methely for around £26 million, with Newcastle, long-term admirers of the France under-21 international, indicating they've stepped away from the chase after extensive scouting of their own. And in Scotland, the BBC's gossip column has Rangers closing in on a deal for Macania, while Celtic have reportedly had Hogue pass a medical ahead of a formal announcement. None of this is signed or confirmed by the clubs themselves. These are reports from Sky Sports, The Guardian, and the BBC's gossip columns, and deals like these can and do fall through right up until the ink is dry. But if you're a Villa, Sunderland, Rangers, or Celtic fan, that's what the mill is grinding on this morning. Quick hits before we go. Chelsea have tied down another England international. Hannah Hampton has signed a new 2-year deal at the club, the BBC reports. European refereeing chiefs have told the BBC that VR should only intervene for decisions that are blatantly incorrect or clear missed incidents, not marginal calls, as officials try to speed the game back up. At Liverpool, fullback Milos Kerkez tells The Guardian he's delighted to be reunited with his old Bournemouth boss, Andoni Iraola, calling him the perfect fit for the club. He says he got a frantic knock on the door the day news broke that Arne Slot had been sacked, and an unexpected reunion with Iraola followed soon after. Down in Sydney, Chelsea's Dastin Satpayev started against Western Sydney Wanderers, even though his move to the club isn't officially confirmed yet. Football. Football.London, and the Standard Report. And English football's League Cup is getting a rebrand and a shakeup. The BBC reports the newly named Players' Cup will run a 23-team league phase, with penalty shootouts settling any draws after 90 minutes. Back to you, Arthur.
So, what's coming up? Zinedine Zidane is expected to name his first France squad in the coming days, with his opening games as head coach the next big date on that calendar. In Rome, Roberto Mancini and Claudio Ranieri are expected to hold their first joint press conference as Italy plot a route back to major tournaments. Xabi Alonso's Chelsea continue their pre-season tour with more friendlies to come as he keeps shaping his squad ahead of the new Premier League campaign. And keep an eye on Villa Park, Sunderland and Glasgow as those reported transfers edge toward completion. We'll have all of it and everything else that breaks overnight right here tomorrow. Stoppage time news before the final whistle.